Hello, we are here and we are ready to rock and roll. Hey, Kesha.
Hey.
So we are here for the Chat Chew and You show, and this is the interactive wellness show. So that means that it's not just us talking, going on and on. It's about you
Right.
participating in the show. So I want Kesha, go ahead and go first and introduce yourself.
All right. Hello, guys. I am Kesha, head chick at uncommonchick.com. And a little bit about me is I am glad to be participating with Ivy with the Interactive Wellness Show because I am going through my own personal journey. So I am learning what it means to be healthy, fit, well, and all that stuff for myself. So anything that I learned, of course, I'm always looking to help other people and share that too, so that other people can say, okay, well, this may work for me, this may not work for me. What it means for me to be healthy and well, right? Not just fit, but well and healthy. So that's why I am here. I'm loving this topic, this idea, and so look forward to more shows.
Awesome. And I am Ivy Cooper, also known as Ivy LaArtista, the body relationship coach. And I'm the founder of SeeBodyLoveSelf.org. And I talked to Kesha. We came up with this awesome idea of doing the Chat Chew and You show. The chat part, of course, is us talking. And the chew part is that we're sharing lunch or dinner, depending on what time the show is, with you. So we both have our
What are you eating?
dishes. Go ahead. What'd you
What are you
say?
eating on? What are you eating on today?
I've got, let's see, can you guys see that? I have some cucumber, tomato, salad, and you can't tell me I'm not a chef, right? So I'm in the kitchen chopping this, chopping this over there, and I had some balsamic vinegar, some olive oil, some sea salt and what was garlic salt and sea salt together, and some black pepper. And that's pretty much all that's in here for right now. And I have some water on deck too. So definitely send us in the question area what you're eating on. And you can also email us or send us a picture on social media of what you're eating with us today. That'd be awesome too. So let's get
Lucky.
started. I'm sorry, go ahead, hon.
No, I was gonna say that's good for you. You have a good, healthy, wholesome meal there. And I was slacking today, and I really didn't get a chance to cook anything or have anything. So I pulled out one of my Quest bars. I'm testing out this product because somebody told me that Quest bars were really good. So since I'm an Oreo girl, I might as well try the Oreo cookies and cream brand flavor. So that's what I'm going to be sipping on or eating on today, along with my 32 ounces of water, so I can start getting that in for the day. I'm a little
She
behind.
got 32 ounces over
I'm
there.
I'm behind. I got to catch up.
So do you normally track like how much you drink every day like that? You know how many ounces?
Yep. I aim
Okay.
for a gallon. If I get 3 liters in, I am good. Like one of my liters right now is in the refrigerator. So when I get done with this 32-ounce cup, then I got another one in the refrigerator all ready to roll, and I kind of switch it out. So if I get 4 of those in, I'm good. A lot of times I only get about three and a half, but that's a win in my book. But if I can hit a gallon a day, I am good.
That's awesome. That's gonna fit right in with our discussion today because you're pre-planning your success, right?
Yep.
You're pre-planning to be successful with your water. It's not just like haphazardly happening. You made sure that you know ahead of time what your goal is so you can accomplish that goal. And how often are you getting that accomplished?
Okay, I will tell you this. Monday through Friday, like 99%, I am good. The weekend roll around, and this one here is just a cup that I'm drinking out of right now. So because I'm at home, that works fine. The other one I have is in the refrigerator right now. It's the, I forget the name of it, but the one of those containers, really, a water bottle. So I can take that anywhere, but if I'm out and about and I don't really like tap water and I can't refill it or I have to buy bottled water, it gets a little iffy on the weekends when I'm out and about. But I still have that goal on the weekends as well.
I feel you. I feel you. I'm the same way. I think because we're more focused during the weekday and on the weekend, our schedule is not maybe as stringent. It's a little bit harder to stay focused on those goals. All right, let's get started with our topic. Our topic today is me first, learning to prioritize our health and wellness. And we decided on this topic because we're going into that time of year, the holiday time. We're getting ready for Thanksgiving, Christmas, where things get hectic and things get out of kilter and we're off schedule and we're all over the place and we're doing for everyone else, and it can be really easy to become overwhelmed and forget to make sure that we keep our health and wellness prioritized. And of course that's something that a lot of us are challenged by on a regular basis. I know that I am. That's what that has definitely been my reoccurring challenge, especially as an entrepreneur. And so that's one of the reasons why we wanted to talk about that today. So first up, we wanted to talk about what does it mean to prioritize your health and wellness. Kesha, what do you think that means for you?
Well, normally, I mean, it really means that it does come first. I'm a pen and paper chick, so on my desk right now is my list. I don't really call it a to-do list. I just call it a to get done list type thing, right? So I have my list here sitting on my desk of all the things that I want to do for the day. Well, you know what? I actually write down meditation, 5 to 10 minutes. I actually write down positive self-talk because I do some mirror talk a lot of days, or I have something on my wall that I read every day while I'm, drinking my water in the morning or what have you. I actually write those down because I know that if I don't write it down, not that I'll forget, but it won't be seen as a priority with all the other items on my list. So even those little things, guys, that you don't feel is as important as, grocery shopping or whatever else you have on your plate for that day, it is important. And if you don't write it down, a lot of times it doesn't get done. I actually have to write down exercise because that's something I really, don't care to do, but you know how that one is. But I actually have to write it down. Here's another reason why I write this stuff down, y'all. So I like to scratch stuff. I like to have a mark through the items that I'm done with, right? So if I actually write it down and I see throughout the day, hey, I haven't done my 5-minute, meditative exercise yet, then let me take a break and do that now. Because if I don't see it, I can't scratch it off, and it doesn't make me feel good. It's a feel-good thing, right? When we get to scratch things off our list. So yeah. I love that. I love to do that, which is another reason why I'm pen and paper girl a lot of times. I have my electronic to-do list too. I use Asana and things like that, but I still write stuff down. So even the smallest of things, I write down. And I also put this is another thing too, another tip for you guys as well, to make it a priority. One of the things I like to do is put a time next to that item. So if I know it's going to take an hour, 30 minutes, 25 minutes, I estimate and try to estimate very, very well, estimate how long it's going to take. So that way I can say, okay, my morning looks like I can handle these items here. Well, I won't be able to handle this other stuff because that's going to take 2 hours. I may as well wait until later, or maybe I get that done first. That's all in prioritizing, not just writing stuff down and having tasks and to-do lists, but really thinking about what you have to do for the day, getting the stuff done when you need to, early as possible, in my opinion. I know that I'm a morning person and I'm a late evening person. Afternoon, you can't, I'm not very productive in the afternoon. I know that. This is the time I would rather make phone calls. This is the time I would rather do stuff that doesn't require my creative juices to flow and things like that. So yeah. That's another thing. Know who you are and what type of person you are. That helps you prioritize your items too.
Yeah, that's a really good point because I've learned that about myself as well. Mm-hmm. That if it comes to blogging or any kind of creativity, that those types of things have to happen first thing in the morning, or anything that requires high energy. So even in talking about health and wellness, if I'm going to work out, it needs to happen first thing in the morning, or it needs to happen in the evening, like around 7:30ish, 8ish. Don't ask me why, but that's just how it is. Like, if I get up first thing in the morning and work out, I'm good. Or if I go to dance class or yoga class or something in the evening, I'm good. But I don't think I have ever worked out in the middle of the day. Yeah, I had to pause and try to think. I'm like, nah, I don't well, sometimes I have a midday yoga class, and even that was hard. I noticed that was hard for me. So I definitely feel you on that. Well, I definitely want to say for me, prioritizing health and wellness means exactly like you said, making it something that comes at the top of my list, making it more than just a wish or something that I talk about or a buzzword, but really making it something that is a concrete commitment for me. So, it comes first before the other things, if it's a priority. So, as far as why that's important, what came to mind for me today as an analogy is if you think of an internet connection, right? So whether it's on your home computer or your phone, if you have like that real shady, sketchy internet connection, think of that as being your energy or your health or your wellness, right? If you're not at your ultimate or premium wellness, you're just kind of barely making it by, you kind of sort of eat right, you get a little bit of rest, you're kind of sort of working out, your nutrients are depleted, and that's how you're going through life. Like, think of that as your internet connection, and think of how when you get on the computer or the phone or whatever and you're trying to get things done with this sketchy internet connection, how things are. It's slow, it's getting done, but it's taking so long to download or upload. Any projects that you have to do are taking forever. You're definitely not working efficiently. Things are getting done, but they're not getting done as well as they could be. And then if you add anything onto that, if someone says, oh, can you look this up for me? Can you Google that for me? You're like, look, I barely have enough internet connection over here for me to maintain this one page. I can't open any more tabs because I don't know how this is going to go. And that came up for me as far as, my energy or my health and wellness. When I'm barely making it, not having enough sleep, I'm not eating right, I don't have the right nutrients, but I'm running around and doing for everyone else, that looks the same way for me. It's like me trying to multitask all these tabs with a sketchy connection. And, because a lot of times we fake ourselves out and we think we're getting stuff done, but we're not getting it done to the best of our abilities. So if you think of prioritizing ourselves, it's okay, close down all the tabs. Let's get rid of the things that we don't need. We don't have to be watching a YouTube video. We don't have to be on Facebook. Let's get down to the minimum things and let's get that connection where it needs to be so that we can have that ultimate connection, have the energy that we need to get the projects done that we need to get done. And it's the same way with our health and wellness. When we start eating correctly, getting the sleep that we need, getting our fitness that we need, when we are making time for meditation and our spiritual connection, then we have the things that we need to go forward and do for other people. But we have to take care of ourselves first. What do you think, Kesha?
I think the same. That's a great analogy. And Katrina, thank you, Katrina. Welcome. She says she totally understands and gets it. The same thing. Yes. Yes. I love that analogy. Awesome. You know why? Because a friend of mine, if she ever watches this, it's all in love, but I have to call you out on this one. She has like 1,000,000 tabs open every time I see her in her browser, right? And the computer runs so slow. I'm like, no, boo, you have to close some of those tabs before you can get faster with your internet speed, especially with Chrome, because Chrome just takes up, you have too many tabs open, Chrome will crash. Continuing that analogy, right? We will crash. And so it's all about energy management. On a computer is the CPU usage, right? For us,
Right.
it's energy management. Here's another thing. I remember for a while, and it took me a while to figure this out. Call me crazy, I know. But I would eat my heavier meals during the lunch period, right? Because I figure,
Okay.
okay, I'm not really a breakfast person. I'll eat a bar or drink a protein shake or something like that in the morning, and then I have my heaviest meal during the day. What happens is I am sluggish. You know what happens? I get itis, right?
Right.
And it takes me a long time to ramp back up because my body is digesting. It's trying to get through all this food I just gave it, and so my energy is down. My list on my that I wanted to scratch off of that day and all the things I wanted to get done, even for myself, gets nothing done because I am just ah, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
in prioritizing ourselves. It's a lot about knowing who you are, what gives you energy, what what feels good for you. You know, do those things first because if not, you're crashing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. I love that point. It's about knowing who you are.
Yep.
And that's such a big thing because it's like that bio individuality, which is like a big old science sounding word, but it just means that everybody's body is different. Our bodies are unique. So I might need more sleep than you or Katrina who's joining us. Or, I'm a 6 hour sleeper. I don't technically need like 8 to 9 hours or whatever. Anything more than that, I'm actually more sluggish. So, not everything is the same for every person. You have to know your body, which goes into body relationship, getting to know your body and knowing what you need. And then once you know those needs, taking care of those needs. That's how, you become closer to your body. You have a stronger, healthier body relationship, and you're able to work at your best. Um, I did want to talk about, well, let me ask you as far as like why you think it's important to prioritize your health. I know you touched on it a little bit, but why do you think it's important that we put this above almost everything else? Do you think this should come before everything else, or where do you think it should come in life?
Yes, you know why? And we all hear this, right? We inherently know that we have to take care of ourselves first before we can do anything else for anybody else. And you mentioned that as well. How can we take care of our children? How can we take care of our
Hmm.
household? How can we take care of work? And our friends and family and loved ones. How can we do all of that if we are tired all the time, or if we are not in the highest energy or the highest
Yeah.
version of ourselves at any given point in time? So yes, me first. If you call it selfish, yes, it is selfish. But guess what? We're talking about knowing and understanding and doing for self first. That is,
Yeah.
in the most basic term, selfish. Yes. So what we are telling you guys today is yes, be selfish. And if somebody else doesn't understand that, then they need to get the boot. They don't understand, because you know what? They're not doing it for themselves. And so those people don't understand. So maybe they need to take a hike in your life. But yes, that's why I think it's most important because you have to take care of you first before you can do anything else for anybody else. And that includes your boss, your kids, your spouse, what have you, all of that. So you first, guys.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And one thing I learned from some of the ladies in my tribe, in my circle, who are mothers and wives and caretakers, and even for those of us who have other duties in our life, is that in order to be a good mom, wife, entrepreneur, whatever it is your role is, you have to be at your best. So a lot of times we feel like, that self-denial, that whole we feel some type of sacrificing ourselves is our way of showing love, but it's loving ourselves first that enables us to really love other people at our fullest capacity. So that's an awesome point. Katrina says, love it. I think a lot of people don't realize how much our bodies use energy to digest food. Yes, this is true. And I don't think people realize or understand how our bodies work. Thanks, ladies, for pointing this out. And that's a very good point, that the digestion process does take a lot of energy. Um, which is why, when it's time to help heal your body, juicing or fasting or those types of things are recommended because it allows your body to run at its full capacity to help heal itself. I did want to touch on some practical steps that we can use to get started today to start prioritizing our health and wellness. One of the things, Kesha, you already brought up, which is, well, first off, make the commitment. That's the first thing. Stop just talking about it, or let it be a cute thing or something, that we, it's the buzzword, oh, healthy and well. But it's like really make it a commit. Make the commitment to yourself before you try to impress anyone else or make it to anyone else, because it is about, me, myself, and I, you, yourself, your body. That's the first thing. The second thing, Kesha, you pointed out, which was make it official. Put it on paper. You talked about, some of the ways that you write it down. You make it official by putting it on your list because you like to mark it off. For me, I'm a calendar junkie. So, so in my life, if it's not on the calendar, it does not exist. And that is so real. Like if I don't, anybody who knows me or interacts with me, anything that I say, let's do it, I'm going to send you a calendar invite, and that means it really exists in my world. So, it's the same way for me, like my meditation. Well, in the morning I have me time, which is meditation and exercise time. So that goes on my calendar. My exercise classes, they go on my calendar. My yoga classes, they go on my calendar. And I have a daily schedule, which I learned from Mark Applewhite over at lifesynergy.com. He taught me how to put things actually on a schedule for the day, like you were saying, because I was just like, oh, off the top of my head, what am I doing today kind of thing. But to really have something in order, so I don't necessarily, like if I say, I'm going to get up and, I'm going to work on a blog post or whatever. Like, I'll have that in order. I don't necessarily have everything, okay, I'm going to work on a blog post at 10:15 or whatever. But I do have those things written down to the point of when I have, morning exercise, social media, projects, break. Exactly. So for me, break means get your butt up away from the computer and go do something other than work, and then come back. And then I have like a few more things that entail work, and then I have lunch. And for me, lunch means step away from the computer, whether I'm going to sit at most of the time I try to sit at the table and eat as much as possible, but it means move away from work and eat and be present with my food. And then I have a few more work things, and I have break again. So, we have to make it a reality and make sure that we put it on paper and put it on our schedule. Do you have any other pointers about that?
Those
Kesha?
are all great. I mean, outside of commitment, we can't do anything else for you. Once you've made the commitment to say, okay, seriously, for reals, I'm first. I mean, everything after that is gravy. That first step is the one that takes the most of a mindset change. You know what I mean? So once you get over that part and say, okay, I am going to make me first, then okay, everything after that, if I write it down, if it's in my phone, however you handle it after that is going to be smooth, easy peasy, I think, after that first commitment.
Yeah. Another thing go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, you can go ahead while I look at this article. I want to point out a couple of things in the Essence magazine this month.
Okay. The other thing that I wanted to also suggest as a practical right now way to get started today on making yourself a priority is after you make the commitment, put it on paper, which means write it down, make a list, put it on your schedule, something to where you're writing down and making it concrete. The next thing is be accountable. So, tell someone, find someone, especially when you're first starting out. If you don't think you can do it on your own, if you tried it over and over and over again and you haven't been successful, bring someone on as your partner to hold you accountable and say, hey, I want to work out every single day, every single Tuesday and Thursday for 20 minutes. you know, this is what I want to do. Can you hold me accountable? And sometimes we make our accountability more difficult than it has to be. That person doesn't have to come run with you or come to dance class with you or come do ab work with you. They can just call you or they can just send you a text. Did you run today? Are you getting ready to run? Girl, make sure you run. Or, you know, whatever. That it can be that simple as holding you accountable. That's something that's going to help you make sure that you're making yourself a priority. And give that person permission to hold you accountable and check up on you.
And to
Don't
slap
get
you
attitude.
when they see you. You are not getting what you need done. When you need that kick in the butt, give them permission to do so. Cry about it later.
Yeah. Yes, because you want, I mean, what you want is success, right? You don't want like somebody to be your yes person or like, oh, you didn't go today. I understand. Well, maybe tomorrow. You know? Because you can already do that for yourself, like, right? That's why you've been in the rut over and over again, because you keep, you know, placating yourself about that. So you don't need that person. That friend, leave that friend for something. Like, let that be your comfort friend. You want that, you know, that hard-ass friend is going to be like, did you work out today? Why are you not working out today? Right. Didn't you say you committed to working out today?
Right, exactly.
Share your article with us, Kesha.
All right, so I just wanted to, in the November issue, first of all, this is one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. I love that. So in the Essence magazine for this month of November, they have an article in the You First section that's entitled 5 Ways to Put Yourself First. And yes, it's about the holiday issues and all that good stuff. The very first thing they talk about is give yourself the gift of clarity. And that's the one I wanted to point out. The other ones are more so, you know, checking your clothing and stuff for wear, throwing things away, giving stuff away, and all that good stuff. But that first one is the one I wanted to point out because, as I alluded to earlier, if you don't know who you are, how you behave in certain situations, if you don't do that retrospection that you need to do, how can you be clear, that's where that clarity comes in, about how you're actually going to put yourself first, right? So not only is there a commitment and what we talked about earlier, but there's also clarity. What does putting you first look like? You know, we can't tell you that. I mean, that would be something, that's an exercise for you to do. So one of the first things I want you guys to do is to actually put down on paper, however you do it. Again, I'm a paper chick, so that's what I do. But, you know, think about it. Just sit with yourself for a moment and figure out what does putting yourself first look like, right? And if you have other people in your household, maybe it's a family meeting and you guys get together and talk about it as a group. But first, understand what that is for you. Then you can say, prioritize. How am I going to do that? I'm now going to make the commitment. Here are the things I'm going to do. Start off one day at a time. Do not get overwhelmed. One day at a time.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love that suggestion. What does prioritizing your health and wellness look like for you? That is awesome, Kesha. Like, I'm really having a
You're having a moment over there.
Yeah, I am. I'm like having a moment. It's like, because that looks different for each of us, right? So it goes back to like the individuality, you know. Yeah, I like that, because once you define it, then it becomes more real, right? Instead of it being abstract.
Exactly.
I love it. I love it. So if we had Christy. Christy came in. Chatterbox Christy came in and said hello to us. Guys, this is Chat, Chew, and You, so we're having lunch. So when you guys saw me like munching earlier, that's because I was eating. I've got some tomatoes and cucumbers over here with some balsamic vinegar and pepper and all kinds of stuff. I explained it earlier. But if you have any questions, go ahead and send those over to us. Check out chatchewandyou.com. You can send those over to us, and for the next show, maybe we'll be able to address them then, or you can send it to chatchewandyou@gmail.com, and we can definitely email you back and help you out with some of those questions. we do want to let you know that we'll be doing this show again. Hopefully you all enjoyed this dialogue between us. I know I had a good time.
I did too. I did too.
Definitely check out our webpage where you can sign up to be on our mailing list. With the mailing list, you'll get an announcement of our next show that's coming up. And we're going to throw some other good stuff in here, like some giveaways and things like that we want to have for y'all. Right, right. Prizes are always good, right? And we definitely want to hear what you thought about the show. So hit us up over there. Kesha, is there anything you want to say before we go?
No, I am so grateful for being here with you and those who are watching. I think this was an awesome topic for our debut, putting you first. And I think everything else that we do from here is just going to once we got this down pat, we're good. We'll be good.
Yeah, definitely, because it's smooth. Well, I don't know about smooth sailing, but we'll be in the right order. We'll be in the right order from here on out. So, guys, we look forward to seeing you all the next time, and peace.
Toodles.